Xiao Yin. Watching Xiao Yin in this state, Yuer's body was enveloped by a strange, ghostly aura that spread like thick, viscous liquid. In an instant, the spatial compass, sharp enough to wipe Xiao Yin out like the scythe of the Grim Reaper, was crushed in her grip, turning to dust. At the same time, Yuer's power surged, unexpectedly rising to the early stage of 8-star Docian. Her body underwent earth-shattering changes, as if she had temporarily mastered the mightiest forces of heaven and earth. It seems the Dean of the Soul Hall has given you everything. You're truly a lucky little guy. I should be going now. There are still many powerful individuals around here. After this is over, the Ghost Realm will likely undergo a change, and the extraterritorial evil clans will be drawing nearer. The King of 10,000 Ghosts casually remarked as his body transformed into ghostly light and easily vanished. It was clear that he had left a contingency plan. Although he understood Xiao Yan's capabilities, the two were not mortal enemies, so there was no need for a confrontation. Moreover, the area was already surrounded by numerous terrifying auras, and staying any longer might not be wise. He had only stayed behind to confirm the success of the Master of Ferocious Souls. The next moment, only Xiao Yin, the Master of Ferocious Souls, and Yuer remained. Though the silver spatial compass was destroyed by Yuer, the Master of Ferocious Souls, carrying the Heartbreak Flame, entered Xiao Yan's body and stood firmly within his soul palace. Possession. As long as he could completely seize Xiao Yan's soul sea and soul palace, erasing his memories or taking control of his body, even with all the stubborn and unyielding forces inside Xiao Yan, the Master of Ferocious Souls could completely occupy this body. In that moment, Xiao Yan would cease to exist, and the Master of Ferocious Souls would be reborn, taking over everything Xiao Yan had. This kid, he's already formed a soul palace, even filled 3 layers of the soul palace. His soul power in the late void stage is not to be underestimated. But unfortunately, he met me. As the soul energy within Xiao Yan's soul sea roared like an ocean, seemingly declaring sovereignty and trying to expel the Master of Ferocious Souls, the Master remained unaffected, as his soul power surpassed the void stage. But, looking at the vast soul palace before him, the Master of Ferocious Souls hesitated slightly, glancing at the pink flame in his palm. His plan had always been to rely on the mysterious cultivation method inside Xiao Yan's body to devour the Heartbreak Flame once more, then directly seize Xiao Yan's body, inheriting his perfect vessel and breaking through the cycle of reincarnation. Unfortunately, the King of 10,000 Ghosts had disrupted this plan, leaving the Master of Ferocious Souls uncertain. Should he possess Xiao Yan first, or merge the Heartbreak Flame into him? Heartbreak Flame. After a while, a vague figure formed from the soul energy within the 3 layers of Xiao Yan's soul palace and floated before the Master of Ferocious Souls. A soul avatar constructed from soul energy? Huh? Too bad. Watching the soul avatar gradually take shape, the Master of Ferocious Souls chuckled. At this point, Xiao Yan's power had been completely imprisoned. From the outside, it appeared that Xiao Yan had entered a pseudo-death state. Only the Master of Ferocious Souls could either possess Xiao Yan, or Xiao Yan could devour him. However, the thought of being devoured by a mere 6-star Docian was enough to drive the Master of Ferocious Souls into a frenzy. This outcome had already been sealed the moment Xiao Yan stepped into this place. In the end, the victor would inevitably be him. You want me to let the Heartbreak Flame devour you, so you can possess everything of mine, take over all of me, right? Now that it's come to this, what are you waiting for? Xiao Yan moved lightly, his voice calm as ever. You're clever, but also foolish. I won't give you any chance. So, perish completely. Xiao Yan, I will naturally take over everything you have, so rest in peace. Looking at Xiao Yan's fragile soul avatar, like a newborn, the Master of Ferocious Souls' weakened soul trembled and he laughed wildly. Through his research in the Soul Hall, he had slowly gained a grasp of the Heartbreak Flame's power. Now, severely wounded, he was preparing to devour and possess Xiao Yan. However, due to the mysterious cultivation inside Xiao Yan's body, the Master of Ferocious Souls had no plans to give him the Heartbreak Flame just yet. After all, Xiao already possessed no fewer than 3 sacred flames. Adding the Heartbreak Flame could have an adverse effect on the Master of Ferocious Souls. The Master of Ferocious Souls truly lives up to his name. Watching the devious and cunning Master of Ferocious Souls, Xiao could only shake his head helplessly. Then, with a swift motion, the illusory hand seals rapidly turned and suddenly transformed into an ancient pattern. Silver light burst forth, radiating around Xiao. It's over. Looking at Xiao in this state, the Master of Ferocious Souls couldn't help but chuckle. However, his palms slowly rose, and an indescribable, terrifying force filled the entire spirit palace, as if the sky itself had come down. It was the fluctuation of reincarnation. Even though it was merely half-reincarnation, and Xiao had only touched the perfect 8-star Do Xian's threshold of reincarnation, it was still a power he could not resist. Life or death come. As he gazed up at the Master of Ferocious Souls, who looked down upon him like a king, Xiao let out a deafening roar. It was like the sound of thunder, shaking the air. Wait, what's this? After a moment, before the reincarnation power from the Master of Ferocious Souls fully erupted, Xiao soul clone suddenly turned into a strange silver light. The silver light, like a mirror of space, reflected a series of shocking images that startled the Master of Ferocious Souls. Xiao, remember this? You are the descendant of the Xiao clan, and you carry the protective power of our Xiao clan. If you encounter an opponent too powerful to resist, release the protective power. The Xiao clan has been silent for so long. It's time for it to return. The voice belonged to a similarly powerful human, Xiao Zifan. Seeing the figure in the vision, the Master of Ferocious Souls cursed loudly, and even in his ethereal soul form, he roared like a wild beast. If it weren't for Xiao Zifan, the Master of Ferocious Souls might have already mastered the Xiao clan's protective power by now. He wouldn't need the Sacred Flame's power to break through reincarnation. You have the Xiao clan's protective power? Impossible. The Xiao clan was annihilated. It's impossible. After a pause, the Master of Ferocious Souls' expression grew tense. His voice even carried a deep, unshakable fear. The Xiao clan's protective power was a force that touched upon reincarnation, far beyond the power of a mere half-reincarnation. Whether it's true or not, you should know in your heart, came a nonchalant voice. With my blood, I call forth the spirits. And in the next instant, a roar, as if from the heavens themselves, erupted from Xiao dry throat. Bang! 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 As Xiao voice fell, the Master of Ferocious Souls' figure was repelled by an unimaginable force. Now, on Xiao forehead, a noble golden light pattern emerged, shining like a divine judge floating at the top of the sky, slowly radiating its light. The golden light spread, accompanied by a powerful sound wave and tremor that swept across the area. The entire place of seclusion shook like a palace on the brink of collapse, about to shatter. At this moment, true holy light descended, feeling like the wrath of the gods from on high, their divine power overwhelming, like the anger of heaven itself. Damned fool! Are you out of your mind? Seeing the dazzling golden glow surrounding Xiao the Master of Ferocious Souls couldn't help but roar, his voice filled with deep fury. Considering that Xiao human body only had the strength of a 5-star Do Xian, the Master of Ferocious Souls had been careful to avoid causing Xiao body to explode from the possession. That's why he had used the Heartbreak Flame to injure himself earlier. Everything was in preparation to possess Xiao. But who could have expected that now? The power emanating from the golden light pattern on Xiao forehead had already surpassed the strength of a 6-star Do Xian. Even as Xiao continued to growl, the energy within the light pattern surged like a sleeping dragon awakening, growing stronger with each passing moment. The Master of Ferocious Souls had a strong premonition that if this continued, the power Xiao was calling forth might surpass his own. The Xiao clan's protective power was the 10 halls of Yama, 10 powerful human warriors. While many of these warriors might be weaker than the Master of Ferocious Souls, he, with his vast experience, knew that among the 10 halls of Yama, there were indeed reincarnation-level experts. If Xiao called upon them, his perfect plan would end in failure. At this moment, the master of ferocious souls was genuinely panicked. All the painstaking effort he had put in could be wasted, and he couldn't accept that. "You little pest, I won't let you do this so easily." 10,000 Ghost Heart Devourer. Seeing Xiao Yan calling upon the immense power hidden within the clan's sigil, the master of ferocious souls growled, and countless dark red forces surged forth. In an instant, thousands of restless, ferocious spirits appeared around him, forming a ghost army. The ghost army surged forward, and every step they took carried an overwhelming killing aura. The shockwave from their movements was powerful enough to move mountains, flattening everything in its path. "This is bad." Xun'er, who had just snapped out of her shock, turned to see nearly 10,000 red eyes glowing among the spirits. The dense, almost suffocating gaze made her hairs stand on end. "Extinguish the nether dragon." Just as the menacing ghosts, carrying an overwhelming and eerie aura, were about to close in on Xiao Yan to annihilate him, roar that pierced the heavens rang out, shining brightly in this secluded place. Boom! A giant dragon, surrounded by dark green energy, appeared, and immediately unleashed a torrent of flames, parting the dense mass of ghostly soldiers and creating a gap, halting their movements for a moment. "Kid, don't worry, go ahead and unleash your power. I'll keep this guy distracted." The dark green dragon spoke. Seeing Xiao Yan's painful expression, his veins bulging out, it was clear the torment he had to endure to awaken the Xiao clan's protective power was terrifying. "Thank you." Xiao Yan forced a bitter smile, addressing the mysterious powerhouse. He naturally knew this figure had been secretly assisting him all along. Then, he focused all his strength, including the power of his bloodline, and poured it into the golden light pattern on his forehead. The light cluster in the Soul Sea, near the Spirit Palace, was naturally something left behind by Xiao Zifan. Unfortunately, with his abilities, Xiao Yan had been unaware of its presence. But it was this very light cluster that made him realize that the Xiao clan's protective power had always been floating within his clan's seal. To awaken it, he could only rely on the power of his bloodline. Hence, Xiao Yan poured his bloodline's energy and Do Qi continuously into the clan's seal on his forehead. In an instant, a dragon-like aura, growing from weak to powerful, filled the air. Xiao Yan also sensed that the Xiao clan's protective power wasn't asleep, but rather sealed and suppressed. As for how it ended up on his forehead, Xiao Yan couldn't understand. Moments later, excruciating pain, deep from the soul and bones, overwhelmed Xiao Yan. He didn't know what kind of force this was, but Xiao Yan was certain that such pain was necessary to awaken the protective power. He could clearly feel that with each infusion of his bloodline energy and Do Qi into the seal on his forehead, a vast and mighty force slowly revived. Xiao Yan's heart pounded violently. Even with his countless experiences in dangerous situations, this tremor was like nothing he had ever felt before. This tremor came from his marrow, deep into his soul, even freezing the Xiao clan's blood within his veins, including every inch of his skin, down to his cells, all without exception. At that moment, Xiao Yan's mind went blank, as if mechanically channeling power to sustain his last breath. If that energy was interrupted, Xiao Yan would undoubtedly be extinguished in an instant. Focus your mind, use your bloodline as a guide, and your strength as support. Channel it into your clan's seal. A deep voice from the dark green dragon echoed in Xiao Yan's mind. Monster Realm Overlord? Black Fiend Dragon Wolf? Seeing the appearance of the dark green figure beside Xiao Yan, the master of the ferocious soul domain, who had been relentlessly attacking Xun'er, couldn't help but roar. Humph! Even the mighty master of the ferocious soul domain uses such despicable methods. It seems the master was right. Master of the ferocious soul domain, you deserve to die. The dark green figure, unafraid, enveloped Xiao Yan with dark green energy and then fixed his wary gaze on the master of the ferocious soul domain. Damn it! It seems that the last attack on the monster realm still didn't eliminate the murderous aura of your monsters. Next time, I'll wipe out your monster realm completely. A furious roar erupted from the master of the ferocious soul domain, clearly familiar with the black fiend dragon wolf. Don't worry, when the master completely breaks the seal, it will be the day of your ferocious soul domain's destruction. The black fiend dragon wolf also spoke with a voice full of madness. Let's team up and tie him down for now. This little guy still needs a little time. Seeing Xiao Yin motionless, the black fiend dragon wolf spoke to Xun'er, who was beside him. He's strong. He has touched the realm of reincarnation. Even now, with his injuries, the two of us can't defeat him. Xun'er shook her head, clearly having consumed her master's essence earlier. Coupled with some special methods from the Soul Hall to enhance her strength, she momentarily possessed the power of an 8-star Do Xian. However, this power came with numerous side effects. In the future, her strength would never advance again. If not for her thirst for revenge, she wouldn't have dared to use it. Forget it. Let's attack. As soon as they finished speaking, the two of them attacked the master of the ferocious soul domain, and the situation in the area became even more uncertain. Yama of the 10th King. 5th King, Xiao Sansheng. A few insignificant words seemed to carry a mysterious power, and surprisingly, they also caused fluctuations in the cycle of reincarnation. In the place of seclusion, the dark green demonic aura of the black fiend dragon wolf, the dazzling soul power of Xun'er, along with the unpredictable spatial and ghostly forces of the master of ferocious souls, turned the area into a terrifying purgatory-like scene. Even the flame-swallowing crystals, which were once everywhere, had been shattered beyond recognition, and the once intact ground had crumbled into ruins. The battle between two 8-star Do Xian level experts was enough to shake the heavens and the earth. On the other side, Xiao Yin knew the situation was urgent, so he immediately continued to exert his power, calling upon the protection of his clan's seal. This call was nearing its end. Good job, little one. Xiao Yin was surrounded by the dark green demonic aura, and all the destructive energy could not touch him. At that moment, a gentle voice resonated within a few meters around him. Xun'er. Upon hearing this voice, Xiao Yan's heart trembled, as it was clearly coming from the clan seal on his forehead. At such a young age, to have reached this level, even during the peak of our Xiao clan, such a talent was only a handful. If your elder brother knew, he would be extremely excited, the voice continued. As soon as the words fell, a slender-faced man suddenly descended from the area between Xiao Yan's brows, bathed in a black light. Junior Xiao Yan, descendant of the Xiao clan, I pay my respects to Lord Xiao Sansheng of the 5th King Hall. Seeing the figure appear, Xiao Yan immediately tried to bow, but his legs suddenly gave way, almost making him kneel. Clearly, awakening the protective force had exhausted too much of his strength. We, the 10 halls of Yama, sealed ourselves to escape pursuit. This time, thanks to your help, I have broken free of the seal. Just as Xiao Yin was about to collapse, a warm hand caught him, and a voice spoke with a smile. The one supporting Xiao Yin was a handsome young man. Despite his youthful appearance, his true age was hard to tell. He was dressed in a black-patterned sacred robe that resembled darkness itself. The robe was covered with terrifying dark patterns, and dark chains surrounded it, exuding an aura of evil, resembling a true demon. Xun'er, please? As Xiao Yin felt a gentle force from the man infusing into his body, the exhaustion in him quickly rejuvenated, as if his strength was revived like bamboo shoots after rain. Being so close to the man, Xiao Yin could also sense the similar bloodline fluctuations between them. By the end of his words, Xiao Yan's voice became choked with emotion. In the past, Xiao Yin thought the 10 halls of Yama's strength was ordinary, but in this moment, he realized that only those from their own clan could truly understand their power. The rumors about their strength from outsiders were all baseless. Don't worry. You've done well. Leave the rest to me, Xiao Sansheng. From the 5th King Hall, comforted Xiao Yin effortlessly, seeing the slight guilt rising in him. Thank you, Xun'er, Xiao Yin said, feeling relieved. But my true body is still sealed, so I can only use your body to resolve the current situation. Is that all right? Xiao Sansheng asked after a pause. It's no problem, Xun'er, please. Xiao Yin replied gallantly. Since that's the case, let's have you, little one, take back the pressure from the master of ferocious souls yourself. It will be a way to repay you for awakening me. Also, the Xiao clan and the Master of Ferocious Souls have some old scores to settle. It's time to resolve them. As soon as the words left his mouth, Xiao Sansheng transformed into a streak of light and entered Xiao Yan's body. In an instant, Xiao Yan's pupils filled with deep darkness. His will hardened like that of a true dark knight, full of endless killing intent. A true king, born to rule. Half-reincarnation. Although Xiao Sansheng was temporarily borrowing Xiao Yan's body, it would still take time for them to adjust to each other. Meanwhile, the battle outside had reached a fever pitch. This guy really has quite a few tricks up his sleeve. Outside, the black fiend dragon wolf's beastly body had several prominent wounds oozing a strange green blood. Clearly, the difference in power between him and the Master of Ferocious Souls had become painfully obvious. On the other side, Xun'er, surrounded by her radiant soul body, also seemed to be fading slightly. Clearly, with one in the early stage of 8-star Docian and the other in the mid-stage. Even though they were both attacking together, facing the fully powered Master of Ferocious Souls, they were still struggling despite his heavy injuries. Two useless fools, wasting so much of my time. As ants, the best choice is to quietly wait for your extinction. Struggling like this will only lead to your fall. Why bother? The Master of Ferocious Souls may be powerful, but in my master's eyes, he is nothing more than a drop in the ocean, said the black fiend dragon wolf with a sneer, watching the Master of Ferocious Souls close in. The king of the monster realm, the title of Monster Emperor is certainly mighty, but even those who have ascended into reincarnation have ultimately fallen to my hands. It truly is a shame, he continued. You too, perish. Phantom Army Wizard Thunder. Thunder, come? With a cold laugh, the Master of Ferocious Souls observed the two of them, wounded but full of fighting spirit. Before absolute power, everything else is but a game. Boom! With the sound echoing through the air, the sky above the seclusion area was instantly torn apart by the Master of Ferocious Souls. Gray lightning, carrying destructive power, spread out across the area. Zzz. These gray lightning bolts emanated from the Thunder Lord's powers. If the Master of Ferocious Souls controlled them, they would certainly pose a deadly threat to the two 8-star Docian experts. This is trouble. Black Fiend Dragon Wolf and Xun'er's expressions finally grew serious as they gazed at the countless crimson-eyed ghosts and the raging gray lightning in the sky. Howl! Countless sinister, crimson ghosts looked up at the destructive gray lightning, as if seeing their favorite delicacy, and rushed towards it without hesitation. Whoosh whoosh. The gray lightning effortlessly pierced through the ghosts' bodies, yet they seemed unaffected, devouring the lightning as it surged, before charging towards the black fiend dragon wolf and self-detonating in an explosion of vengeful energy. Even 8-star Docian would be forced to take this seriously. Damn! Watching the ghosts' reckless self-destructive attacks, Black Fiend Dragon Wolf and Xun'er became flustered, unable to protect Xiao Yan and instead focusing solely on defending themselves. Xiao Yan, you better not fall here. How can I explain this to my master? While fighting off the countless ghosts, Black Fiend Dragon Wolf's eyes subtly shifted to a spot enveloped in a dark green light in the sky, where a powerful aura, like that of a world-dominating force, was rising at an astonishing speed. Now, let's see who can save you. Xiao Yan, perish here, the Master of Ferocious Souls said as he gripped the pink flame in his hand, which was flickering violently, as if threatened by something deadly. Ignoring the flame's reaction, the Master of Ferocious Souls casually waved his hand, unleashing a wave of destructive black energy aimed directly at the spot where Xiao Yan was hidden within the dark green light. Just half-reincarnation, the dark green light shattered instantly. At the same time, an arrogant, earth-shattering aura emerged. It was a young man, with a familiar face, but the aura within this new body felt utterly foreign. Behind him was an extraordinarily radiant black-patterned sacred robe, from which black scaled feathers continuously fell, emanating a sinister energy and displaying supreme evil power. Two half-reincarnation experts. Xiao Yan, the Master of Ferocious Souls gasped, staring at the man before him with a deep breath. The man before him clearly had Xiao Yan's body, but the energy within him was entirely different. According to the master of ferocious soul senses, Xiao Yan's current aura was that of reincarnation. Not long ago, Xiao Yan was nothing more than an ant that the master of ferocious souls could easily crush. Now, this same person had grown to stand on equal footing with him, and the master of ferocious souls' rage surged violently. Ha ha ha. The guardian power of the Xiao clan, reduced to devouring a descendant's body. Truly laughable. The master of ferocious souls laughed aloud, as if he realized something. Heh heh. Master of ferocious souls, are you looking for me? Upon hearing the master of ferocious souls' maniacal laughter, Xiao Yan's expression shifted back to normal, his original voice resonating once again. Impossible. Hearing Xiao Yan's voice, the master of ferocious souls held his breath, stunned. I am the guardian power of the Xiao clan. Using a descendant's hand to destroy you is only fitting for someone of your title as master of the ferocious soul domain. Xiao Yan's voice faded, and his expression grew strange. A new, sinister, magnetic voice replaced it. Who exactly are you among the 10? The master of ferocious soul's face finally became serious. His pink flames gripped tightly in his hand, like facing a formidable enemy. My name is Xiao Sansheng, the sinister Xiao Yan said with a slight smile, but his smile was filled with an immense and overwhelming power. Xiao Sansheng? Although the 10 halls of Yama of the Xiao clan were renowned, their true identities were unknown to most. Even the strength of the 10 individuals was widely rumored, but only at the level of the master of ferocious souls could one fully understand the true power of the 10 halls of Yama, as they were an extremely formidable force within the Xiao clan. In fact, among the 10, many possessed the power of reincarnation. This guy, which one of the 10 halls of Yama is he? Listening to the sinister Xiao Yan, the master of ferocious souls, a cautious person by nature, asked, It doesn't matter if you don't know. After today, you'll be completely annihilated. By the way, outsiders like to call me the 5th King Hall. After saying this, the sinister Xiao Yan waved his hand, and a black veil completely enveloped the space, even erasing the thunder cracks that appeared in the sky. In an instant, countless dark patterns wrapped around the area, dispelling the thunderous power and ghostly phantoms. It became eerily quiet, resembling a true death zone. Reincarnation power? Looking at how easily Xiao Yan dispelled the thunder power he had painstakingly collected from Duan Qifei, the master of ferocious souls commented on Xiao Yan's strength. This guy. Seeing the danger averted, Xun'er and the black fiend dragon wolf exchanged a glance and sighed. Even with their strength at the 8-star Do Xian level, they were completely helpless against the master of ferocious souls, as though playing child's games. Perhaps only reincarnation can counter reincarnation, Xun'er murmured, a tremor in her voice. They might not have fully reached reincarnation yet. At best, they're only half reincarnation. The black fiend dragon wolf squinted, observing. Having followed the monster emperor since childhood, the black fiend dragon wolf had witnessed the power of true reincarnation, as the monster emperor was a reincarnation expert who had survived the reincarnation tribulation. Therefore, he understood what true reincarnation and its power entailed. It was far stronger than the power held by the two in front of him. Both of them likely possess half-reincarnation strength. Xiao Yan has the Xiao clan's protective power, and the master of ferocious souls is on his home turf, wielding the lovesickness flame. This half-reincarnation battle should be quite the spectacle. As soon as he finished speaking, the tension in the air reached its peak, with the two facing off like drawn swords. I have prepared for this day for so long. Today we must fight, said the master of ferocious souls. I too am curious to see if the legendary 10 halls of Yama possess the powers they are rumored to have. It's either you die, or I will fully awaken my reincarnation path. After a brief exchange of words, the master of ferocious souls waved his hand, and an overwhelming battle intent, as heavy as a prison or abyss, filled the air. Exactly as I wish. Master of ferocious souls, let us settle both new and old scores today. The glory of the Xiao clan is not something that can be tarnished by the likes of you. Anyone who offends my clan will be killed, no matter how far they flee. The sinister voice echoed like a soul reaper, every word striking fear deep within the soul. Rumble. The master of ferocious souls looked up, his gaze sharp as he took a deep breath. Suddenly, the entire void erupted with a thunderous roar. This guy, does he possess both space and thunder powers? As countless rolling thunder surrounded the master of ferocious souls, Xiao gave a cold smile. Even with his half-reincarnation power, he could sense a powerful danger from these unpredictable thunder and space forces. Senior, are you all right? Xiao consciousness resided within the Douqi Sea. Seeing Xiao Sanqing act cautiously, he couldn't help but ask, "This guy is stronger than I imagined. Perhaps the final blow will still require you." Xiao Sanqing slowly spoke. He knew that although both he and the Master of Ferocious Souls were at the half-reincarnation stage, his strength far surpassed the latter's. However, since he had just awakened and was relying on Xiao body, his power was extremely limited. "No problem," Xiao replied readily. "Watch carefully and learn. This will greatly benefit your future path of reincarnation." After these words, Xiao Sanqing stopped speaking to Xiao and began to control his body to initiate the real attack. The sinister Xiao, empowered by the black-patterned sacred robe, moved lightly, as he sensed not only the eerie ghostly aura in the air, but also the terrifying pressure emanating from the Master of Ferocious Souls. He instinctively looked toward him. At this moment, both of them had ascended into the air. After the Master of Ferocious Souls used his powers, countless flame-swallowing crystals shattered instantly, and the entire seclusion space began to collapse. Countless fragments and dust filled the air, and it was clear that this grand hall was on the brink of destruction. After all, the power of reincarnation was not something that ordinary materials could withstand. But so what? He was none other than the fifth king hall of the 10 halls of Yama. Not only would he defeat the Master of Ferocious Souls, but he would also trample on the dignity of the one who claimed to be the ruler of this domain. Ghostly aura, thunder power, space power? Master of Ferocious Souls, what other tricks do you have left? Onset of the Night Guardian. Looking at the ferocious soul lord before him, surrounded by a dark wind, black mist, gray thunder, and even the profound forces of space, evil Xiao floated in the air, a strange smile on his face. At that moment, countless forces in the void parted for Xiao. Meanwhile, the black-patterned sacred robe behind him seemed to come alive, beginning to slowly wriggle, even grow. In just a short moment, it expanded into a vast black robe that stretched for thousands of feet. Bang! 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 The sounds of destruction echoed, and in an instant, the 4 divine halls deep in the desert shattered. The bodies of the 4 figures were completely engulfed and subdued by the dark robe behind Xiao, falling into a dark domain. However, no one noticed that as the 4 divine halls were destroyed, black liquid, like venomous snakes, slowly traced out ancient and obscure patterns, vanishing into the desert sands moments later. On the other side, in the red zone at the center of the Western Divine Palace, the land of reincarnation. Ever since Duan Qifei allowed Xiao to leave, the Black Fiend Dragon Wolf had silently passed through, and Duan Qifei was preparing to follow Xiao deeper into the Divine Palace, attempting to explore Xiao's motives. But she soon discovered that the 2 cliffs were filled with extremely strong prohibitions, and these restraints seemed specifically aimed at her. The moment she stepped out of Thunder Mountain, she was temporarily trapped. Ferocious Soul Lord. A roar like that of an enraged lion erupted, the reincarnation thunder deafening. At that moment, a bad premonition crossed Duan Qifei's mind. If it weren't for her mother's blood connection with the Ferocious Soul Lord, Duan Qifei would never have secretly helped him. However, now, an unsettling wave was spreading. It was precisely these bindings that hindered Duan Qifei's time. Meanwhile, the other high-ranking members of the Western Divine Palace, including the head of the Ferocious Soul Guards, had long since been ambushing around the Divine Palace. Once the Ferocious Soul Lord gave the order, anyone who dared to enter would become a prisoner. This plan had been meticulously devised by the Ferocious Soul Lord, and for Xiao, it was a situation where death was almost certain. Inside the divine palace, amidst the battle, ghoul. A difficult swallow could be heard. Such terrifying tactics. Looking at the four people trapped in the dark domain, Xun'er couldn't help but speak. Just now, the black-patterned sacred robe behind Xiao had wriggled, expanded, and directly destroyed the other divine halls in the desert. Now, it had completely covered the entire desert region. This was Xiao domain. The dark domain formed after the black-patterned sacred robe expanded. Rare dark attribute. In the dark domain, roaring figures strode through the air, surrounded by countless ghosts. No matter how much the dark domain consumed and destroyed these ghosts, the ferocious Soul Lord would always gather more, and with such a massive number of ghosts, the invisible pressure they emitted was suffocating. Evil Xiao circled in the void of the dark domain, his gaze deepening as he observed the ferocious Soul Lord surrounded by countless ghosts. Among the dense black mist and spirits, the ferocious Soul Lord's figure was unmistakably prominent. I clearly remember during the last great heavenly war, none of the 10 halls of Yama reached the reincarnation level. After 10,000 years, I didn't expect the strength of the 5th King Hall to reach half-reincarnation. This is truly surprising. The ferocious Soul Lord's body was surrounded by silver power and black mist, seemingly brewing a special force. His words were clearly intended to buy time. Our clan's leader foresaw this. Could it be something you covet? Moreover, after 10,000 years, where do you think the ferocious Soul Lord is? Evil Xiao smiled slowly, and his black-patterned sacred robe, under the backdrop of the dark domain, looked like a true demon. A breath, like a sleeping giant dragon, rapidly condensed inside him. He knew the ferocious Soul Lord was deliberately stalling, but he wasn't in a hurry because he too was prepared. A half-reincarnation expert, to use a thunderous technique, would need considerable time. After all, this level of expert had already transcended the world. Turns out, after the first great heavenly war, the 10 halls of Yama were ordered by the Xiao clan's leader to self-seal. During the 1,000 years of their seal, their strength grew, and now the 5th King Hall has touched upon reincarnation. Perhaps it was this foresight from the clan leader that saved the 10 halls of Yama from disaster. Xiao consciousness within the Doqi Sea nodded slightly. From the words of Xiao Sanxing of the 5th King Hall, Xiao understood something. In that case, enjoy the embrace of death. Moments later, the master of ferocious souls no longer hesitated. A pink flame flickered on his phantom-like palm, which then pressed together, forming a series of mysterious and intricate hand seals at incredible speed. Boom! As the master of ferocious souls made his move, tendrils of black gas spread out, swiftly enveloping the countless souls around him. The black gas, like a corrosive tide, covered the souls, and in an instant, their power surged as if they were ascending to the heavens. Their eyes turned bloodshot, and a fierce, brutal aura emanated from them. Empowered by the master of ferocious souls, the strength of the countless souls greatly increased. Their numbers multiplied, and together with the flickering pink flames, a portal in the void slowly began to manifest. Howl! Strange, soul-shaking vibrations echoed from the portal, and a flesh-colored, spherical entity appeared, covered in countless eerie tentacles. Its blood-red eyes revealed an endless thirst for slaughter as it slowly materialized. Not good. It's the corpse general. Seeing this, Xun'er's expression tightened, and she exclaimed in disbelief. The corpse general, a summoned creature from the ghost realm, was said to possess power equal to that of a soul or even a being from the ghost realm itself. It was more like a supreme being from the netherworld, with power at the peak of a perfect 8-star Do Xian. It was said to be a creature of the highest rank in the netherworld, serving the Nether King. Who would have known that such a terrifying existence could be summoned by the master of ferocious souls like a mere pet? Is it a pet of the Nether King? Looks like you've got quite the ambition, said the sinister Xiao indifferently. He knew that this creature held a unique status in the netherworld. Only a few of the netherworld's rulers had the power to summon it, and no one else could command it. To think it was under the control of the master of ferocious souls. Clearly, the master had researched and understood the netherworld extensively. Ha ha ha. A bunch of ignorant ghosts. Humans only know that the Great Thousand Worlds are divided into 7 realms, but they don't realize that the netherworld, outside of these 7 realms, is a vast domain comparable to the human realm. Once I truly step into the netherworld or seize control of it, the Great Thousand Worlds and even the extraterritorial evil clans will be nothing to me. Though my exploration of the netherworld is still in its early stages, using this creature to slay you won't be a waste of your title as the 5th king. Corpse General, kill him? As he finished, the master of ferocious souls' eyes glowed with madness. Corpse General, my old companion. Black Fiend Star Cage. Seeing the enormous creature before him moving like a mountain, each step shaking the earth with a force that could shatter the ground, Xiao couldn't help but chuckle. People only knew that the Xiao clan was the #1 clan in the Great Thousand Worlds, but who could explain the connection between the Xiao clan and the netherworld? V-Room. As Xiao spoke, countless dark specks of light fell from his black-patterned sacred robe, transforming into a flurry of soft fibers that spread throughout the dark domain. At the same time, the Corpse General, who wielded the power of supreme destruction, suddenly glinted with an eerie, chilling surprise in its eyes. This aura, this power, it seemed to match that of the true giants of the netherworld.